Welcome to the OCI Dive Computer tutorial. Starting from the watch mode, to enter the dive computer mode, you can either get the unit wet, or you can press and hold the mode button. Activating the dive computer portion of the computer, you'll see that you're on the surface mode. The surface time will be displayed. The algorithm the computer is set to will be displayed. The current mode will be displayed, as well as the pressure that's in the tank. In this case, it's showing SPG as no transmitter has been linked. To enter the menu, you'll tap the mode button. The menu buttons are on the left-hand side, the mode and advanced button. The menu is cyclical, so you can move up or down depending on which button you hit. To enter a menu, you'll hit the select button. To set a transmitter, you'll arrow up to the Set Utilities screen. So go to Set Utilities. You'll select the Select button. Inside the Set Utilities, you have water type. You can change it from sea to fresh. If you change it to fresh water, the water activation feature will be deactivated because the computer will assume that you're diving at altitude. To confirm your selection, hit the Select button, and it'll move you back one menu screen. At any time, you can step back one screen by pressing and holding the Select button. Or if you choose to step all the way back to the main screen, you can press and hold the Mode button. The second option we have is water activation. You can turn this feature on or off. Units of measure. You can change it from imperial, showing feet and Fahrenheit, to metric, which will show meters and Celsius. Deep stop can be activated. You can turn that on or off. Deep stop will only activate on dives deeper than 80 feet, and it'll have you do a 3-minute safety stop at 50% of your maximum depth. Safety stop or timer can be set. You can turn the safety stop on, off, or set. To set up your safety stop, select Set. You can change it from 5 minutes to 3 minutes. And you can change your stop depth from 15 feet, 20 feet, or 10 feet. Setting timer will have the computer start counting up when you reach your stop depth. Algorithms, there's 2 algorithms within the computer. You have the DSTAT algorithm, which is based off of a modified Haldanian, or the Z+, which is based off of a Buhlmann. Conservative factor can be turned on or off. When turned on, it'll use a next altitude calibration. When turned on, it'll use the next elevations calculations for decompression. The glow or backlight duration can be turned on, off, or set. You can turn it on for 5 seconds, 10 seconds, or 30 seconds, or 60 seconds. Next menu option is sampling. The sample rate does not have anything to do with the calculations of the computer, but rather how much data you can get for downloading. To set it, go into Set. Your options are 2 seconds, which will give you roughly 160 minutes of available dive time before the chip starts overwriting itself. 15 seconds will give you roughly 10 hours. 30 seconds will give you 20 hours. And 60 seconds would give you 40 hours. Ensure you have it turned on. TMT menu. This is where you'll set up the transmitter serial number. Go to Set TMT1. Options are off, on, or set. You will arrow down to set. You'll enter the 6 numbers that are engraved or on the sticker found on the side of the transmitter. The left-hand buttons will change the number up or down depending on which number you hit. The select button will move you to the next spot. If the code is off by 1 digit, your transmitter will not link. Once you properly enter the transmitter serial number, be sure to turn it on and hit select. If you're only using 1 cylinder, 1 transmitter per dive, you're only going to set transmitter number 1. You can use multiple different gases on the same dive. They do not need to have transmitters. So if you have a pony bottle or additional tank, you can have the link code set to off and still be able to use that additional gas. To step back 1 screen, press and hold the select button. And we come back around to the main menu. To step back, once again, press and hold the select button to step back 1 screen. In set alarms, your options are the audible alarm. This is your master on off. You have a max depth alarm, which can be turned on, off, or set. If the captain of the boat says do not go past 100 feet, or you do not get to make your second dive, you can set this up to 100 feet or 90 feet so you abide by the captain's rules. EDT stands for elapsed dive time alarm. The captain of the boat says be on the surface in 20 minutes. You can set yourself an alarm at 20 minutes or 15 minutes just to give yourself a reminder. Tissue loading bar graph alarm. This alarm can be set. You can notice a bar graph on the left-hand side. You can increase or decrease that based on your personal settings. DTR stands for dive time remaining. This point, it's set up for 5 minutes. So when you have 5 minutes of dive time remaining, you'll get an alarm. You can set up to 20 minutes. Turn gas alarm. If you're using a transmitter, you can set a turn gas alarm so you can head back to the boat or the shore when you reach a certain pressure. You can set up an in-gas alarm. If you want to be on the surface with 500 pounds remaining in your cylinder, you can set an in-gas alarm at 500 psi, and the computer will use its calculations so that 500 psi is your in-gas and will have you on the surface at that time. To get out of the menu, press and hold select. To set nitrox and your other gases, hit the select button. You have gas 1 is set for air. To set it, select set and increase the percentage of nitrox that's in your cylinder. The computer is going to show the maximum operating depth that you have the computer set for, and you can independently set the PO2. This computer will be set for 32% nitrox for 2 hours from the time the computer was activated, or 24 hours from the time you get out of the water last. If you're only diving one cylinder, you're only going to set gas 1. Gas 1 is your primary gas. Gas 2, gas 3, and gas 4 are only going to be used for additional cylinders on that dive. It's not intended. Gas 1 is always your primary gas. Gas 2, 3, and 4 is not intended to be used as dive 2, 3, and 4. Inside of here you have the logbook. This computer has no dives yet. You can plan your next dive. If you know your next dive is going to be at 80 feet, you can scroll down to 80 feet and see, based on your current nitrogen loading, how much time you can spend at that current depth. You do not have to plan your dive to be able to dive the computer. All readings is real time. Time to fly and destat time. If you had done a dive, you would have a 24-hour countdown fly clock and a time to when you have no nitrogen left in your system at sea level. You can check the battery of the OCI as well as the transmitter if it's pressurized. Under the OCI ID serial number, you can see the serial number of the wrist unit as well as the firmware that's installed. Under history, you have the odometer for the computer. And go to operation mode. You can select the modes for the computer, which are normal dive mode, gauge mode. Gauge mode turns the computer into a digital depth gauge. It no longer calculates any nitrox or oxygen calculations for a period of 24 hours from the time you enter the water. Freedive mode and tech freedive mode are available as well if you're a freediver. To enter compass mode, you'll press and hold the select button. To set up the compass, tap the mode button. Your options are north mode, you can do reference mode, you can calibrate the compass, set declination. In reference mode, you can set your heading by hitting the advance button. And on your way back, your reciprocal heading can be accessed by hitting advanced. Once the heading's set, when you're ready to come back to shore, you hit advance, arrow down to reverse to get your reciprocal heading, and hit select. To exit out of compass mode, press and hold select button to return to the main screen. To link your transmitter to your OCI, you'll manually enter dive mode by pressing and holding the mode button. We'll enter the menu setting, so you'll tap the mode button. You'll scroll down to Set Utilities. Enter the Set Utilities menu. Tap the mode button one time to go to TMT menu. Hit select to enter. We're going to set transmitter 1, hit select. Use either left arrow to scroll down to set. Hit select. Now change the computer to the 6-digit serial number that's engraved or found on the sticker of the transmitter, one number at a time. The menu is cyclical, so you can move up or down depending on the serial number. Ensure that the number matches exactly what's engraved on the transmitter. Once the serial number is correctly entered, scroll up to On, hit Select. That'll move back to the Set TMT1 menu. Now you can press and hold the Mode button to back out to the main screen. Once the transmitter is pressurized, within 15 seconds, the tank pressure should be displayed on the screen of the computer. To connect the interface cable to the OCI, line up the red dot on the interface cable to the side of the housing. Simply push and turn, and the computer will switch into PC mode. You now have 120 seconds to initiate the download.